4th down and 7, and I don't know, Tim might just be getting a little tired out there. Chris was open, the ball just a little bit underthrown.
And the Dartmouth Indians, as we said, playing a little conservative. Todd Thatcher, number 45, was back there, along with number 11, Chris Morris, and they were, frankly, going to give the opportunity for the ball to be caught, just to make sure that he wouldn't run it all the way down to the end zone.
Right,
They're
exactly.
backing into the 3-deep zone, so now it's a 4th down and 7, and it's kind of tough because Durfee really should be completing those short passes with the prevent defense.
Exactly, because the defense is just trying to keep everything in front of them. And in that case, it was in front of him. In that case, Costa was open. This time, it's Furtado out of the shotgun. Costa set to the left. He looks downfield. He's got Palumbo, but I think, oh, they're going to mark it for, yep, they're going to mark it for a first down where he was hit by number 24, and that was Scott Barber for the Indians. It's going to bring up first down and 10 for the Hilltoppers, and still life with 3:29 left to play in the game.
And still, though, even though Durfee gets the first down, they're still alive, 3:26 to play. The Dartmouth Indians can't be too concerned. He just about got the first down. He was only a yard over, and the ball is still at the 50-yard line and a 2-touchdown lead.
Okay, out of the shotgun formation, it's Furtado.
Oh, again.
Snap over his head. He goes back for it. Tosses it, and it's Palumbo. He's going to lose about 10 yards on that, but at least it didn't lose 40 as Tim, again, regained. And, you know, picking a football off the ground is not an easy task. It's not like a basketball. It can hit and bounce anywhere as we take a look at it again.
Right now, the center, Lance Lawyers, is having trouble getting it to the quarterback, Furtado. He looks right and sees a man, and then he throws to the left. And right there, you see a lot of the receivers, heads-up play actually by a lot of the receivers. They knew what was going on. They started to fade back. And as we said, with Dartmouth playing deep, there was a lot of room for them to make the reception. Unfortunately, they just lost about 7 on that.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 17. Furtado back out of the shotgun again. Hook and lateral. Ooh. But it's incomplete. Did you see what he's trying to do there? He's trying to hit the receiver where the receiver would pitch it to number 1, Dave Martin, coming around. That's called a hook and lateral. It's a button hook, and then the guy catches it and hooks and laterals it out to the outside, then maybe a touchdown.
And it almost worked, but unfortunately, Todd Thatcher in there just hitting him right away, making him drop the ball before he had a chance to even receive it, no less pitching it out. So right now it's a timeout on the field. There's 2 minutes and 23 seconds left, and Dartmouth just has to do what they're doing. Even though they gave up a first down, again, the clock is on their side. They don't have to really be worried about these short gains and these short first downs.
No, and it all comes down to not being able to score. You don't score, you don't win. I don't care what sport you're playing, but while we have a chance, we'd like to thank our last sponsor of the day, J&B Hockey and Sports. For all your sporting goods, make it J&B. Okay.
That interception now, looking back in retrospect, the Durfee Hilltoppers in the late going in that second quarter had an opportunity to get on the board first. They were moving the ball very well. Unfortunately, the interception was thrown. Dartmouth gets the ball. They put one up on the board to make it 6-0. It could have been a Durfee lead of 6-0 or 7-0 at halftime. And we could have a tie right now. Or we could have say a 14-7 situation where this drive here would be a drive to tie. But the interception really hurt them, and it seems in high school football there's always one big play that you look back and you say, if it had been different,
right,
the whole game would have been different.
But that's the way it's gone this season for the Hilltoppers. As Furtado comes out in the shotgun formation, he's going to scramble up the middle and run out of bounds. Smart play by Timmy. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 13 yards. But Tim had the smarts to get out of bounds and stop the clock with 2:15 left to play. Although it's going to bring up 4th down, at least the clock isn't moving.
And you see head coach Tom Botello sticking with his center right there and going with the shotgun because it's obvious that they need to pass the ball. They need to give Tim Furtado, the quarterback, 6 feet, 178-pound, the senior, as much room as he can to throw the ball. Unfortunately, right there, he didn't see anybody downfield. He tried to run it himself. Running is not going to do it here. He's got to just get back there with the shotgun and just loft one up to around the 40-yard line to get the first down.
Yeah, he's got to go deep. Okay, he looks downfield. He lofts it up. He's got plant, and it's incomplete. Didn't really even have a chance for that one. Finally broken up by number 44 for the Indians. That's Rick Barry, not to be confused with Rick Barry of the NBA.
That's right. He's tall, but he's not that tall. 5'11", 160 pounds, and he's a senior, and he was back there. You know, you look at that play and you say, well, he underthrew Plant. But, you know, if he had thrown the ball a little bit farther, I think Rick Barry was right there, might have been able to pick that off. Yeah. So Dartmouth dropped back into the 3-deep zone into the prevent defense. They're just waiting for the pass. They've got the ball back now, and they're just going to give it to Reardon, pick up maybe a first down or two, and run the clock out.
With 2:09 left to play in the ball game. I think you could sing now, Paul. Burkness brings him out. Robert said to the right. Whoop. Snuck a second-string quarterback in on us, Paul. That's number 22, Jeff Arruda for the Indians at the helm right now. And Carlin Lynch giving some of his second-teamers a chance to get in there. And I think another quarterback, a third quarterback, is going to come in here right now as Arruda keeps going back on and off the field.
Now we're down to 2:01, and the cheerleaders have a lot to cheer about today as their team, the Dartmouth Indians, came back. Durfee has just taken their final timeout, so they can't even stop the clock if they want to at this point. You see the happy Dartmouth cheerleaders.
Not the happy Durfee
No.
Durfee will be happy once the basketball season starts, though.
That's
We were
right.
talking to Skip about that during the third quarter, and it's nice to have a team in our area coming back off after a state championship victory, and with their big gun, Mike Herron.
Yeah, that's usually what happens is these guys graduate away, and then
Right.
you got to look for the next level of players to come through and take over. But you have a guy like Herron, he's coming back for his final year, and they should have a good season. They always do.
And that's coming from a guy that went to New Bedford High. Okay, Arruda brings him out. He's going to hand off up the middle and stacked up. It's going to bring a third down and 10, and Durfee's going to call another timeout with a minute 55 to play to stop the clock and possibly get the ball back again. Randy Cohen was the ball carrier on that play.
Again, you have to credit Durfee. They came in here injury-plagued, having a tough year, and they gave Dartmouth a run for it, at least for the first 3 quarters of this game. And again, the interception was the key thing early. There's only a minute 55 left, a 14-0 Dartmouth lead as we wind down the fourth quarter. And as we look ahead to next week, we have still another game coming up next week on our Game of the Week here on Channel 13. The Bishop Stang Spartans, who have put together quite a year and are still in the hunt for the SMC championship.
And I picked them to win the SMC, by the way.
He did.
If you watched the show last night,
I did.
Okay.
I don't know.
Who do you pick? I'm going to pick Stang.
I think it's either going to be New Bedford or Dartmouth, depending on who's winning as we speak here.
Okay, Arruda brings him out in the wishbone formation. He's going to keep it himself, and he's hit after rolls forward for about a gain of 4 or 5 yards, and a penalty flag is thrown after the play.
Tom Desnoy is number 74. He's 5'10", 180 pounds. He was in there, the senior, for a big hit right there. He felt that one. We felt that one all the way up here, holding against the Dartmouth Indians.
I decline this if I'm the coach because that'll give him the down over, and you want the clock, not the yardage on this. Holding, refuse. Going to bring up 4th down and about 8 yards.
There you saw the award-winning Dartmouth High School band come out here braving kind of chilly conditions here. Not very cold.
Oh, you gotta expect that if you're in a band, though, a marching band, because that's all part of the job.
Just make sure the gloves are part of the uniform, then you're all set.
I think it's great to have award-winning marching band here at Dartmouth, and also New Bedford. These kids really put a lot into it, and they sound great. I'm gonna go have a hot chocolate after this football.
Those girls have to be a little chilly, I would say.
Well, at least they're moving around.
Whoa, for it's number 1 with me.
A little confusion between the officials right now. They're still wondering why the clock says 3rd and 7.
I hope they're not just noticing that now.
Possibly.
So a lot of conversation going on right now.
I was talking to one of the refs at halftime about that call. There was too many players on the field, 15-yard penalty, which helped Dartmouth get going from deep in their own territory, and I believe they scored on that drive.
All right, now there's the 5th and final timeout by the Durfee Hilltoppers. And you got to look at number 20, Mike Freites, who is he is also a quarterback, but he does a majority of the punting for the Dartmouth Indians. And he's a good punter. He's averaged good, substantial yardage on his punt so far this year.
Back deep is Tim Furtado. That's a nice, tight spiral. He's going to call for a fair catch with a minute 42 left to play in the ball game. The Durfee Hilltoppers are going to take over 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line.
Don't forget, this game airs on Channel 13, and every game does, actually, at 11:30 and 8:30 on the Sunday, and then again on the Monday following the game at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Incidentally, after the Bishop Stang at Vogue game that we'll bring you next week, the following week is actually the following Thursday is Thanksgiving, where the Durfee Hilltoppers will travel to New Bedford Sergeant Field to take on the New Bedford Whalers, and you have to think that New Bedford will come in and certainly do a job on Durfee, but hey, who knows?
I don't know,
Look what
Paul.
happened here. Dartmouth beat New Bedford.
They're hanging tough.
And of course, we'll also have the Dartmouth-Fairhaven game.
Furtado scrambles to the right, and he throws it away. That's going to be
grounding.
intentional grounding. I don't see a flag down yet, but I think if you ground the ball in the end zone, that's an automatic safety. It's one of the few calls where they actually give you points. But they're not going to call it. I'd like to take time out to say how much fun we've been having bringing you these games. I know Saturday mornings I get a little pumped up myself. This is a lot of fun bringing you the action of the sports that we cover day in and day out at News Center 13. So just, Paul, I think you're having a little fun out here yourself.
I think so. And of course, you can catch all the area sports on News Center 13, 5:30, 7, and 10 p.m. And of course, Alex's Athlete of the Week every single Friday. And you got a good Athlete of the Week yesterday on that tipped pass.
Incomplete over the middle, intended for Palumbo. It's going to bring up third down and 10 with 1:31 to play. And if you're Durfee, you're going to have to start airing it out, as they say, and going deep.
Only 1:31 left, just kind of playing out the clock right now. There you see a happy Dartmouth fan, although the expression might not indicate so.
I like the flower myself. I think that's a band leader.
You know, Thanksgiving Day, we have same-day coverage. The New Bedford Durfee game will be shown at 3.
And if you want to go to the game, it's a 10:15 start at Sergeant Field. Come up and say hi. Furtado looks deep. He's got a lot of time. He's going to toss it, and the ball's dropped by number 37, Palumbo. It's going to bring up fourth down and 10 with 1:24 to play. And the story behind this game, I think, has been the play selection of the Dartmouth Indians and also the control of the line of scrimmage, the point of attack we talk about. They run the ball so often, it's easy for the offensive linemen to get that confident attitude that they're going to go straight ahead with the running block, not the pass block where they step back.
Took a little time for them to get going, no question. In the first half, it was anybody's ball game. But once they got going, they really started to establish the line of scrimmage when they started springing number 23, Matt Reardon, up the middle on every single play in the second half.
This may be the last play for the Hilltoppers on 4th and 10. Furtado scrambles wide into the end zone. He's looking downfield. He tosses it, and it's caught by Roger Plant for a first down. If he's inbounds, he is. It's going to be a first down for the Hilltoppers with 1:11 left to play. They're going to run up to the line of scrimmage without a huddle.
Tim Furtado right there, another good job of ad-libbing. He knew that was potentially the last play of the game for the Durfee Hilltoppers. He was in big trouble. He rolled to the right. It looked like he had some room to run. He knew he couldn't get the first down on the ground, and then he found his receiver and threw it right over the middle. Good play by Furtado. It's not going to be good enough to get him back in the game, but it was a good play.
Another scrambling. Finally, Timmy is sacked.
Number 29, Jeff Davis.
That's number 29, Jeff Davis for the Indians. And again, the Hilltoppers are going to go without a huddle with 40 seconds to play and counting down. Shotgun formation. These kids got to be getting tired right about now. Furtado scrambles around to the left. Does a dance. Penalty. Ball thrown and completed to number 37, Palumbo. The clock's the referee keeps the clock going.
They have no more timeouts, the Durfee Hilltoppers. They'll have to run all the way down, but there is a
penalty marker is going to stop the clock.
Sure, the officials' timeout.
Preliminary signal is illegal block for the race against the Durfee Hilltoppers.
Could go against the Hilltoppers at this point.
I think next week's going to be kind of interesting when the Stang Spartans take on the New Bedford Vogue Bears. Vogue plays in another league, but, you know, they got a strong quarterback in Gallus.
They certainly do.